Hello fellow friends, we are the pupils from St. Hilda's Primary School. Our group consists of me, Shayne, Avigail Chan, Hanyi and Yungyan. Today, we will be sharing about one of the many Singapore war heroes, Halford Boudewyn. Here are some quick facts on Boudewyn. His full name is Halford Boudewyn. He was born in 1921 in Singapore and left us peacefully on 26 April 1998. He worked as a police officer. This is his family background. His father is known as Mr. F.M. Boudewyn, while his mother is Mrs. F.M. Boudewyn. His wife is Teresa Mildred da Silva, and together they had a daughter and a son. He has 7 grandchildren as of 1992. He was educated in St. Joseph's Institution and has always aspired to be a policeman since young. He worked as a Straits Settlement Police Force constable in 1939 and was posted to Malacca 2 years later as an inspector. Now, I'm going to tell you about the most interesting part, his job during the war. During the war, Boudewyn worked with an Eurasian food contractor who supplied food for the Indian Army camps in Singapore. He would sell vegetables once he entered the headquarters. While he was making deliveries, he met a prisoner of war, also known as POW, from the British Indian Army and learnt about the ill treatment of those who refused to join the Indian National Army, also known as INA. Boudewyn admired the bravery of those who had remained loyal to their country and wanted to avenge those who had suffered because they had sacrificed themselves for the country. His friend told them that documentary proof against the Japanese could be obtained, and the two men agreed on a plan to gather this evidence. Each day, his colleague would purchase vegetables, then later claim some were rotten and return them with documents stolen from an adjutant's office. His job was to smuggle these documents and keep them safe until the end of the war to be used for following war trials. He would hide them in his bicycle carrier and leave. The sentries only did a quick check and did not think of checking his bicycle carrier. He behaved respectfully towards the sentry, so he got away with quite a lot of vital information. Shortly after the war, he met Major Wyman and handed over the stolen documents that he had been keeping. These were taken back to India, where an inquiry was held into the conduct of some high-ranking INA officers. Boudewyn said he was given to understand that the inquiry fell dead true and our guess is as good as his. He was very disappointed. As a result of his undercover work, he received a letter from a colonel with the British intelligence commending him for his good work. In 1948, he was awarded the Colonial Police Silver Medal by the Governor of Singapore, Franklin Gimson, for his efforts. Next, we will tell you about the qualities of a war hero that Boudewyn displayed. He was courageous and had perseverance, as Boudewyn said in an interview with the Daily Broadsheet newspaper based in Singapore, the Straits Times, that he knew that he could have been killed, but he tried not to think about what could happen pessimistically and just concentrated on what he was doing. He also said that every 3 to 6 months after the war, he would have frightening dreams of life during the war and would wake up in cold sweat. Thus, he discarded most of the memorials he had kept of the war, except his medal and a photograph. He was also loyal as he stayed true to the British and never accepted bribes. That was something worth admiring, as people those days in Singapore would usually accept bribes for their enemies as they desperately needed money. But Boudewyn did not. That is all. Thank you, and we hope you have learnt more about our Singapore war hero, Halford Boudewyn.